Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Just Fun Stuff. It is another beautiful day here on Funland, and I'm really excited. We are going to be adding a country lane to our kind of rural community that we have started building here on Funland. We have the general store, we have the farm, and now a country lane, and I cannot wait to get started. With this build, it's kind of something that happened by happy accident and really wasn't planned to be this way, but I was really kind of happy that it worked out. I was thinking of a way that I could use the many medieval building sites that I have, and I came up with this idea. I've seen people use the medieval building sides to make actual houses and using the storefronts, so I thought you can color the storefronts to kind of match the medieval building sides, and that's what I wanted to do for this. I wanted to create these kind of rustic country looking houses, because on the front portion of Funland, if you've watched any of our other speed builds, you may have seen Poppy's general store going in and our little farm with the pig pen and the wheat fields and the tractors working. And they just happened to be side by side. And again, not planned. It's just where I had areas on Funland when I was coming up with something fun to build. And then the area right beside the farm, I thought, how great would it be to make this actual like little rural cute country community? So you have the general store, you have the farm, and now you're gonna have this quaint little country lane with a few little houses with their porches, some dirt road driveways, lots of trees, some flowers. It all just works together to make this whole little scene, if you will. The whole front half of Funland is being transformed into this little rustic country community, and I think it's so cute. And again, I have so many medieval building sites, like I'm sure many of you do, because we all bought a ton and it's so much fun to make builds with them, but then my storage is full. So I went to Harv's Island and I went and transformed the colors, and we're so lucky that they made it so that the storefront colors match so closely to the medieval building sites, because it helps with the layering and creating that illusion of something else. In this case, little country houses on the little country lane. At this point, Poppy is putting up more cliffside behind the beginnings of our little country houses, because initially my plan was to try and create an even taller, more rustic looking roof. So I was gonna try the retro transportation centers, and I was gonna try stalls eventually to create a taller roof, like an old farmhouse. But you will see eventually that wasn't happening for me. I mean, in theory, yes. And if you can make it work, yes. But here it comes. You'll see it just, again, trial and error. The idea was right. I didn't like the look of it at all. I like that it kind of created almost a third level, like an attic level on an old house. But when Poppy goes down back on the ground and kind of pans up to look at it, you'll see very briefly, nope, that was just, the look was not it. So we took down the transportation center, or station I should say, tried a stall, wasn't happy with that, went with option 3, which was, we already put the cliffside up, we might as well use it to decorate. So I put a bunch of trees in the back, so when you pan up, it kind of gives the illusion that there's maybe a forest way behind the houses on this little country lane. Now at this point, I'm just adding some shrubs on the corners, because again, I want to hide as much of the cliffside as possible, and using the shrubs is a great way to do that, as well as putting up simple panels that I customized with just a lattice design we've used in other builds before. but it just kind of covers up as much of the cliffside as possible so that you don't see as much. Another option for covering it up is if I had chose to make the base longer and had the houses a little more widespread, you could always put more panels in between with the lattice to cover it up completely, or you could put street lamps, even trees if you have enough room. I wasn't going for that much space, so yes, you will see a bit of the cliffside behind the houses, but I think it works out and looks cute. At this point, Poppy is now just pathing out little driveways to go in front of each of the houses on our country lane. Very simple. The little path leads to the door. And then I got thinking these need to be like actual driveways leading out into something. So I decided to change it up a little bit and just finish off the driveway look so the cars can pull in. So we're just finishing it off now. Super simple path, but now each house has its own little laneway going to the front porch. Now with the fencing, I was gonna go with the country fencing because it is a rural country little rustic town, but then I thought the hedges added a little something more to it, and I use a lot of the country fence, so with this summer season coming up, I kind of wanted a little more green as opposed to brown, so went with the hedges. Then just decorated it with some topiaries and some street lights. Now, I don't need to go too crazy with lighting on this one. If you do know, you know, I'm obsessed with lighting. I'm obsessed with the game at night. A lot of my tours that I do are at night because I just think it's so beautiful. But the storefronts and the medieval building sides come with their own lighting. So I didn't really need to add much by way of street lamps or garden lanterns. Now we're just adding the decorations, which is the most fun part. We put a little scooter in one of the driveways, a car. I left the other driveway empty because maybe they're home, maybe they're not home, who knows? That's the fun of it. I just took down the pine trees that I put up because they were not working out the way that I thought they would. I'm obsessed with them. I think they look so good pretty much everywhere. But for this build, because it's kind of a rustic country build, I thought the actual trees that are the in-game trees for at least the front of it looked a little bit better. Then, of course, I felt bad, so I had to throw a pine tree in on the side because I thought it was cute. Now we're just finishing off the edge of the driveway because I forgot to do that originally while I was building, so I had to finish it because just having it squared off at the end was not working for me. It doesn't look right. It just looks not completed. Now back to the decorating. Using the retro transportation centers, stations, whichever it is, to create a little shed. Then adding a little bench in front of the one house, and you can see the little country lane starting to take shape. Moving things, adding a little stool in front of the shed, and a few more street lamps, garden lanterns, because I can't get away from the lighting. I try to, but it finds me. I love Funland at night. I decided to add a little more of the hedges, only because if you do it as one panel, it gives the illusion of a shrub. And then I thought, how do I make this country lane kind of connect with the rest of it? I mean, obviously, if you walk from one end to the other, you see the general store, you see the farm, but I wanted to add something that kind of pulled it all together, and I had the trucks from other builds. I wanted to use that, so I'm creating a little place where somebody might be loading from the farm that's right behind the shed. So I added the work truck in front of the houses, a little sign that says he's working, and some fruit boxes, and I decided I'm really happy with that. You can see each individual house, the brown, the yellow, the blue. They've got the cars in front, the little street lamps, trees and shrubs, the little shed's cute. I like the truck that's working, loading stuff from the farm that's nearby. I think it is the perfect finish to the entire little area that we have. I might do a complete rustic town tour at some point, who knows? But here you have our little country lane. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you've already subscribed. Thank you so much. You are so appreciated. Thank you again for creating this with me, and I will be back with more Animal Crossing videos.